Hello guys, welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled Extra, brought to you by Betfred. I'm joined by Chris Chapman and Benjamin Bloom for our Player of the Season EFL discussion. We're going to do a Manager of the Season of these as well, so stay tuned for that. But Player of the Season in the Championship, Chris. I mean, I've got to come to you first, mate, because there's a Millwall player nominated, Femi Azeez. Just how good has he been?
Oh, he's been fantastic. I think when we've managed to get him on the pitch, he's been fantastic. Start of the season, he had a few injuries, but he's just so effective. And what I love about Femi Azeez, when you think about the raw attributes of a player that can be successful at this level and beyond, he's got it all. You know, he can go inside and go outside. He use both feet. He's pacey. He's tricky. He's strong. He's physical. Like, he's just got everything. And you know, it's been a joy to see him grow. I think when he made his debut at home to Millwall, fans will remember this, at home to Leyton Orient in the Cup. We were like, what on earth have we signed? £1 million for that? Now, if someone offered me 15, I'd reject it. So I think...
So with the Millwall higher-ups in January, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know all about that.
No comment.
But no, I mean, goals and assists, he's been fantastic. He's a little drop-off in form recently, but I'm hoping that kick-starts back as we enter the final stage of the season. But yeah, he is fantastic. And I think if you look at any chart in terms of statistics of output at the top end of the pitch, whether that be crosses, balls into the final third, into the box, goals, etc., he's right up there. So he deserves to be in this list.
So dangerous, so good to watch as well, the way he takes players on. Just absolutely love Femi Azeez, one of my favourite wingers in the league, of course. What do you make about some of the other nominees in there? Maybe I should start on Carl Rushworth, actually, because fantastic, best keeper in the league, best keeper I think I've ever seen at Cov. But something about the best team in the league having their goalkeeper nominated, I don't know, doesn't feel quite right to me. He's been fantastic.
I can invert that. It's because the Coventry team have been so consistent and it's been shared around. There's not a Buendia or a Grealish in there that's carried them, whereas we're going to talk about one player who's carried it. So I think that's a compliment to Coventry.
I would maybe have put Grimes in there ahead of Rushworth.
Grimes is more important.
Just because of the importance, and I think there should be a Coventry player nominated because they're probably going to win the league.
Well, I don't agree with that.
Far clear.
This is Player of the Year. It's not pick the best player from the team that's the best team in the league. So I think that's a key premise to this whole conversation, that Coventry are the best team in the league, but this is Player of the Season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think Grimes is important. Maybe I would have him still in the top 4 best players of the league this season. I would probably have both Coventry nominations 4th, if that helps anyone out here. I look at Player of the Season as who's had the best season, which is why we'll come on to Hackney now. I think Hackney's the best player in the Championship, but I think out of these 4, Vipotnik's been Player of the Season.
That's interesting. It's so subjective, just to get all my caveats in early. And it depends how you frame it. Is this the most valuable player, in which case it's Hackney? Is it the most valuable player to their club, in which case might be Azeez, because the Millwall system
Do you think Hackney's more valuable than Rushworth, by the way? Brighton goalkeeper, 30 million, 25, 30 million?
English central midfielder at Hackney's age. We're talking telephone numbers. Telephone numbers.
They're both going to be in the Premier League next season.
Yes.
One would imagine so. Yeah. And then Vipotnik, 21 goals, great story, great bit of business. Do I need 3 or 4 more goals, and do I need those goals to have had more impact on the 25-26 Championship than they have? So it's a really, really tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing with Vipotnik. He's been unbelievable in his finishing. I mean, the goal at Leicester, that was.
Remember the 2 he got against Norwich in that one game?
It's just
from
ridiculous.
0.1 XG, yeah.
What was he, 23? His ceiling is so high. Great signing for Swansea. And I don't know how much weight we should put on the fact that Swansea are 14th in the league. Is it more credit to him that he's managed to be top scorer in the league and he's playing for a poor side? Or is it because everything's going through him? Where do you sit on Vipotnik?
I think that, I mean, he is the best finisher in the league. There is no doubt about that. And I think...
Coburn.
You saw West Brom, mate. God.
I thought you said Conway then as well.
But, again, I might be shouted down by Swansea fans here. But I haven't spoken to a few. I think I won't be on mine in saying this. His all-round game isn't the greatest.
I remember someone saying that about Filippo Inzaghi, though.
Yeah.
Decent career.
True, but
outside the box, not so much. Inside, amazing.
He comes alive. He does, and obviously his finishing is fantastic, and he's scored an amazing amount of goals. But I also think the ceiling for goals in the Championship has changed. You know, how many teams play nowadays the same way and the same structure and the same style with either two up front or a proper number 9? The whole dynamic has changed since Pep's come over. Everyone wants to play a certain way. So, yeah, I think he's fantastic.
Surely that's the feather in Vipotnik's cap, though, that he's managed to put the numbers up when Femi Azeez on the right wing gets all the numbers, Philogene gets all the numbers, say a Mason Clark or a Sakamoto gets all the numbers.
If you put Vipotnik in the Coventry team, I think it's 30 plus goals.
Quite
think,
possibly,
I think if you, even with Hadji Wright, hit and miss, Ellis Sims, the number 9 for Coventry hasn't been the focal point. And I think if you put Vipotnik in there, the numbers are ridiculous.
Would you rather have Vipotnik or Aguiman in your team, by the way?
Vipotnik. Aguiman's got one knee at the minute.
Well, that's true.
No, if they were both fit, I'd still
fit.
go Vipotnik.
I would have Aguiman.
So yeah, I love Vipotnik, by the way. And one other thing we should say, that, and this doesn't make him the player of the season, but if you're in the Championship and you don't have parachute payments, this is what you have to do. Go, Ukraine? Go and get a Ukrainian striker, train him up, and he's now worth a ton of money, and West Ham will probably bid for him in the summer. Brilliant.
Right.
Don't know whether that makes him player of the year, though.
I think there's also importance to the team. Where would Middlesbrough be without Hackney? Where would Cov be without Rushworth? I think Rushworth's probably been worth 10 to 15 points for Cov this season.
10 to 15?
Yeah, massive,
They've
honestly.
scored 84 goals.
Yeah, but the goals we've conceded, especially in that losing run and the winning run.
10 to 15 points for the best team in the league.
Massive.
Okay. Coventry fans,
10.
go and add them up.
Let's add them up. We can do that. Azeez for Mill, where would they be without him?
Yeah, not where we are. I think it's safe to say. I won't put a points number on it, but I think he's won games on his own, just through individual moments of brilliance. I do genuinely believe on his day, and obviously get my caveats in, that he's the best forward player in the league, and deserves to be in here. By the way, Rushworth, I remember playing Coventry at Coventry, and he made some vital saves at 1-1. So
there's 3 points.
I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Right. I think we should each do our little top 4 rankings from the players that have been nominated. Who wants to go first? Chris, you going to go first?
Taking a little swig there. Yeah. Okay. I will go. I'm going to be very objective. I will go 4 Vipotnik. I know that might be a surprise. 3 Azeez, 2 Rushworth, 1 Hackney.
Wow, very interesting indeed. It's so tough to judge this, isn't it? There's so many little caveats on what we could do. I would go for Rushworth, even though he's been worth 10 to 15 points this season. I would go 3 Azeez, 2 Hackney, and I'd put Vipotnik first. I think he might get... Okay, maybe I'm preempting the last 4 games a bit, but if he gets to 25 goals for Swansea, I think that's incredible.
There should have been a goalkeeper win the player of the season. It should have been James Trafford last year.
That is a fair point.
If ever a goalkeeper was going to win it. And I am also going to put Rushworth forward, just on the basis that I think Coventry are a brilliant team. You know better than me. I'm ribbing with you about the 10 or 15 points. I just think he's very good, but Coventry could have got promoted without Rushworth.
Do you think?
I do.
I think we'd have been in the playoffs we'd have been where 70.
Well, it's a good debate. I mean, you know better than me about Coventry.
It depends who would have played in his place. Is it Ben Wilson, who is now 3rd choice goalkeeper because Oliver Dovin was out?
Who Coventry got to the playoff final with a couple of years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Yeah. I don't know who would have been the replacement. He has been massive, especially with our centre backs changing pretty much every week.
Yeah, very, very true. Don't get me wrong. These are
4. We're splitting hairs.
4 great players. I will then go for Vipotnik, then Azeez. I think I've got to have Hackney. I like the Buendia, Hernandez, Grealish. I like a player who really drags the team, who's the obvious key player. Who, when I go to a game, I'm like, I am looking forward to watching this guy. And there's a few games I've seen Borough play where I've been like, no one can get near him. And his level is really, really high. And if Middlesbrough would have got promoted this season, it still might, everyone's going to say Hackney was the driving force behind that.
I think I've been influenced by their drop-off with the Hackney
which
decision,
is fair.
because if they'd have been in the top 2...
And he's not been playing, he's obviously been injured.
And Azeez was out for a bit as well, wasn't he?
Azeez was, and this is the thing, you got to look... for me, you look at Hackney's stats as well. 7 goals, 5 assists, I think 11 expected assists. So it says something about the finishing, which we've spoken about from Middlesbrough before. And he is in the top couple of percentage for passes, chances created, progressive ball carries.
Even the eye test.
Yeah, you don't need the stats, but I'm just I'm basically backing up Al.
So you've both gone for Hackney, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair enough. I've gone for Vipotnik. Please do get in the comments down below. Give us your 1 to 4 Championship EFL player of the season. Should it be Hackney, Rushworth, Azeez, or Vipotnik? We're going to do this for manager of the season as well. So stay tuned for that one. But we'll see you next time.